Hello, warriors. Hello, hello, hello. Let me check to see that the YouTube is doing its thing. Yes,
Hello,
excellent. I can
warriors.
mute that and go back to the other screen. Welcome, 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 everyone. As you make your way into the read, I'm going to give people a little bit of a minute here. And while I do, I am going to clear the energies. I've already cleared the energies once, but I'm going to clear the energies again. So clear, 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 clear the decks. Clear, 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 clear. It's not a lot of smoke, but that's good. Better than getting like smoked out. Wow. Whoo-wee! That's what I gotta say. Whoo-wee! Those be heavy some energies happening. Some serious heavy energies happening today. So where are we astrologically speaking? We've passed the solar eclipse, although we technically haven't because that energy is still kind of present. And we still are Venus in retrograde, love and money on pause and in a retrograde energy. We still are Mercury in retrograde, which is communication breakdowns and things like that could be happening. Technological issues could be happening. We've just today gone Neptune in to a whole new sign of Aries, and this is huge. This is mega. The last time Neptune was in Aries energy was 165 years ago. I wasn't alive then, or at least when I was alive then. I don't remember what the energies were like back then. Ha! Yes, that's going to be a huge shift, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get the ball rolling. You know, when a sign moves into a new, when a planet moves into a new energy, it takes a little bit of time to kind of like ground ourselves there. So I did a video yesterday talking a little bit about that. Otherwise, you can go find an astrologer and do a deep dive into Neptune and what that's bringing in. We also have Juno in retrograde, which is adding to the mix. So the energy feels a little bit very, oh my God, heavy energy is what I've been dealing with today. So I pulled us a card to start with as a teaser on TikTok there. And that's the 5 of Rings from my Lord of the Ring deck. I needed some Lord of the Rings power to come in. And I'm going to read it from this because this little fancy manual is very specific. And when I pulled this card, actually 2 cards popped out. Hello, Yvonne. Yes, it has been brutal. Yes, bed is where I've been the large majority of the time as well. Because it's raining and otherwise I'd be lying outside. But can't do that in the freezing rain. So yes, heavy energies, exhaustion, all of those is being what's reported back to me. Some other ascension symptoms just before I go into this, just so you don't feel like what's wrong with me, what's going on with me. A lot of ear ringing happening. Like I always have a low level in my ears for the last 2 years since something opened in that third eye area. I'm kind of focused on the third eye already energetically to today's read. Wearing some deeper blues, got my blue going in the background, got some third eye, a blend for third eye happening. So yes, that's what the energies that I'm sitting in. So we have ear ringing. We have feeling like a bag of rocks lying in bed going, oh my God, I can't move. We have some head pressure. We have some confusion. We also have new sight coming in, is what's happening energetically right now. And that's why I've got all this third eye stuff going, okay? Because we're starting to see things and, or maybe we have been seeing things for a little bit now, and what we're seeing is not exactly pleasant. It's not exactly happy things. And so and I'm going to get into these first two cards because it ties into the energy that I'm feeling. Named today's oracle read is Flatline Timeline. Because yeah, it's almost like even with this ear ringing, it's like there's no heartbeat in the old anymore. Is the vibe that I'm feeling. It's a weighted vibe because we are letting go of the old. And so, we talk a lot about, especially with Aries season coming in, we talk about rebirth, renewal, Oh, yay, Pluto's moving into Age of Aquarius. We're in a new sign. Yay. Oh, Neptune's moving into a new planet. We're new energy as well. Yay, it's moving into Aries. It's like starting its whole new cycle. It's ending a 14-year karmic cycle behind us. Yay. And so there is this idea of oh, it's going to be so great, we're going to rebirth. But before a rebirth is a death. So yes, today's energy is very death-like. I can almost hear in New Orleans, they have big bands that play funeral music. And that's kind of what I'm hearing is the funeral music coming in. So the first card that I pulled in that oracle read was the Five of Rings. And you can even see here, one of these rings is kind of broken. So with Venus in retrograde, and this card, one of the things that people might be facing is the breakdown of relationship. And that's very difficult because once we start to see with our third eye, the toxicity, the patterns, the cycles, the things that aren't working, and we come to a place where we're in Aries energy, which means acting on what we see. So we're not just seeing it anymore. Now we're acting on it, or we're about to act on it. We're about to make a decision that says, this ring, we're breaking some stuff. This isn't working. I love you. I wish you well on your journeys, but we're not resonating. And so we need to figure out how to divide up our finances. So here, the Five of Rings says to us, when it comes to the V of Rings, Gimli, who's one of my favorite characters, says it best. You'll find more cheer in a graveyard. This card indicates you've suffered a pitfall, lost wages, unemployment, or an unexpected catastrophe. Well, the breakdown of relationship and reorganizing relationship means the reorganization of some of your finances. How do we divide up the house, and how are we going to divide up our stuff, and how are we going to divide up our money situations, and what do I owe you, and what do you owe me? And there's a reorganization process that is a part of all ends of relationship. But it says here, and there's a but, and this is a good but, the silver lining is that you do have access to help as long as you're willing to seek it. Like all minor arcana cards, this one represents a temporary state, and you will get back on your feet. So when we go through leaving a job, or leaving a situation, or going through financial upheaval, or going through an awakening and not being able to work, I guess we're lying in bed going, oh my God, what's happening to me? This card is coming in to say, don't worry, okay? Don't worry if your finances are not where you want your finances to be at the present moment in time. Don't worry if you have to go through a process of divvying things up. Don't worry, it's going to all work out in the long run. There's a line in the movie that I can't remember, the Marigold Hotel, something like that, that said, it's all going to work out in the end. And if it hasn't worked out, that's because it's not the end. So there's still more to your story. Just because this chapter might be ending doesn't mean that that's it. That's all. There ain't no more. It just means this timeline, this that you are on, and with Neptune in retrograde, one thing that you can do is look back 14 years. What did you start 14 years ago? Because that might be a cycle that's coming up for a close right now, interestingly enough. So you can look back. It could have started before that, but I'm just saying there's cycles coming to a close right now, and those cycles coming to a close might be influencing relationship and or money. Venus in retrograde. While I pulled this card, another card jumped out, which is the 10 of Swords. So I'm going to put that little guy up here. And I'm going to also read from here, because this one gives very, very specific meanings, and I'll go off that. So 10 of Swords, excuse me, because it's very difficult to figure out this little thing. 10 of Swords is another kind of like low vibe energy. So, I'm sorry we're starting on a low ebb, but we got to start from somewhere to get ourselves up to somewhere. So we're starting at that flatlining with this read today, and that's okay. So this says, oft hope, as in often hope, is born when all is forlorn. And frankly, very few cards are as forlorn as the 10 of Swords. This card signifies a loss or a devastating ending you didn't expect. You must give yourself time to grieve. Grieving is hugely important on this awakening path. It doesn't matter what you lost. It doesn't matter if it's a tangible loss, as if somebody passed away, or an intangible loss, like a marriage ended, or you're grieving the loss of the childhood you never had. Those are all losses as well. So we have to give ourselves time to grieve in this process when we go through a shift and change. It's natural. Nobody is expecting you to bounce back, okay? So any commentary, and I've been hearing a lot of this little chatter, any commentary like move on or get over it or let it go, we're just going to ignore those people and be like, no, I'm going to grieve because I'm feeling forlorn with the loss of something that I once believed in and once thought was going to maybe turn out differently than it did. My hopes and dreams have been dashed with this, and I'm going to honor myself and honor the situation and allow myself time to grieve. But, and then a good but again, but in your grief, take comfort in knowing that this was the worst of it. Let hope be born from knowing that your loss is making room for new adventures, new growth, and new wisdom. So yes, you got to hit the rock bottom before you get to like have the hopeful good things happening. So right now is kind of like the reset, which means the hitting of the rock bottom, the like being totally depleted and just being like, okay, I resign. I give up. I surrender. I'm going to just give it to God. Let you take over. You take over at this place because I'm at a loss. I'm literally at a loss. So if you are at a loss, that's okay. We are something. This isn't the end. It's the end of something. But it's not the end of you. It's not the end of life. It's not the end. There's a sequel. There's a sequel. This is just the end of this particular chapter or this particular book. So we are going to move next into the Dark Mirror deck. While you're in these kind of energies, I do highly recommend taking a salt bath. I did that earlier today. I do highly recommend eating your root vegetables or drinking them. I made myself some beet, carrot, ginger, turmeric, and lemon juice with a little bit of dash of hot pepper in there. So that's helping to keep me grounded because some other ascension symptoms that are being reported to me right now are indigestions and stomach issues. So yes, IBS, those types of things. And that is your body is trying to purge Your body is trying to purge all the stuff that doesn't resonate with you anymore. So be loving on your tummy. Be loving on your tummy, and, you know, give yourself anything you can do to ground right now in this is really, I know it already probably feels like your bag of rocks on the ground. That's how I felt today. I literally feel like rocks. I can't move. I have no energy. All of a sudden, I'm like 500 pounds just lying there. So, yes. Oh, here we go. And we've got hiding your true self. Card number 14 coming in. So this woman, and I'm kind of digging this color because it's kind of an in-between of like orangey red, which is almost the color of my juice. Like, look at that. Like, that's pretty, yeah. So, yes, beets and carrot juice it is a good thing to help you right now, to help clear and purify. So, hiding your true self, card number 14, you can see that she's, like, wrapping herself up into this place of protection. So, root chakra is about grounding, whereas the sacral is really about creating boundaries. And I talked about third eye before, seeing things. When we start to see things as they truly are, it's a little bit depressing sometimes. And what we need to do while we're in this like grieving cycle is protect ourselves, enshroud ourselves, and that might mean creating some wider boundaries and putting your needs, your self's needs on the top of the pile. For a little bit, to be a little bit more protected and a little bit more gentle. Like, she goes from being partially kind of clad to like fully just wrapped up. This, and I like it how it's kind of, you know, this was the old me and this is the new me. I'm stepping into a new energy right now. And the new me is all about self-care and self-love and taking care of the self. And so it's not about stepping out and going, look at me, I am awesome at the present moment in time. It really is about taking time to go within and cultivate an energy of softness and cultivate an energy of protection. And that may not feel pleasant. That might come with a lot of wet emotions, because when it comes with the wet emotions, the grief, the crying, the releasing, what we're doing is we're honoring ourselves. It's like you can love somebody like with all of your heart. You can love them so much, and that doesn't mean that you like how they behave or their actions or how they speak to you. And at some point, you know, as we're letting go of cycles, we have to let go of how much we love them and turn that around and be, how much do I love me? Because as much as I love you, I don't like how this situation is, and I don't feel safe and protected and comforted within this dynamic. So I have to leave, because I have to take care of me to make me safe, protected within this dynamic. So it might be stepping back from things. It might be like stepping into a greater degree of boundary making. And I've even seen a couple posts as of late of people going, you know, how do I even create boundaries? I don't know what a boundary is. So boundaries in its simplest form is in a way standing up for yourself and creating space, movement, to bring you out of a situation that may be conflicted and into a place that's safe. And safety means physical safety, emotional safety, mental safety, and spiritual safety. So all of those things, you know, am I safe? Am I truly safe in this situation? Maybe I need to pull myself back. And that might mean physically moving, so you're physically safe. That might emotionally mean just creating a little bit of a like wider boundary and saying, you know, you can't speak to me like that, or I'm not accepting that anymore. I need a little bit more room to just be by myself. So I'm going to move into the guest room and you stay in this room, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of emotional space. Mental space might be like, I need to pause this conversation. This conversation isn't like actually getting us anywhere. It feels like banging my head up against the wall and we're not accomplishing anything. So let's just put a pin in this, and I got to process. I got to just think about stuff for a little bit. So that's just creating mental space. And then spiritual space might be energetically doing things like cutting cords and creating a wider berth energetically with somebody that you might be, connected with, because your own personal safety and well-being is so incredibly important with these intense energies that are coming in. So self-love, and more self-love. So we're wrapping ourselves up into some softness, and we're allowing ourselves time to feel whatever we need to feel, and to process through that. So that's our next card up. Next, I'm going to hop into the Flowers Oracle. The language of flowers. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. On the topic of flowers and the topic of grounding, now's a great time to plant those seeds, get your hands in some soil, and do some planting. We've got 3 that popped out. We're going to keep them all. We've got zinnia. Absence. What is not here is the key. Ooh, that's very interesting, because this is asking us to identify the energies that are missing that we need. So when we're going into our inner escape here and, taking time of, what's missing in my life right now? What is not there that I need there? Is it like I've recently discovered I've got a serious absence of play and laughter. So I'm like, okay, great. Now that I know what I'm having an absence in, I can look for ways to rectify that. So I asked my kids to play some games with me last night. It was so much fun. I had a great time. We were playing the game Outsmarted. And I've been trying to find funnier things to watch and appreciate funnier things. And so when we know what's missing, we can look for ways to cultivate that energy. But if we don't take the time to look within and say, what's missing in this? Is problem solving missing in this? Is joy missing in this? Is creativity missing in this? Is respect? What is missing? What is missing in that old cycle that you now want to cultivate? So you need to take the time to meditate in your sacred space, in your womb. I love this color. It's very, womb color. In your own womb room, sit and ask yourself, what energies are missing? What do I need that I don't have? That's going to help guide us to what we do want. The mission is pull ourselves out of the dark things, leave the things that are dying behind, and grow new things. So when we identify, what was missing, then we can grow a new thing so that it's present. So the opposite of absence is presence. So be fully present with yourself, identifying any energies that are absent in your physical life. Is it health and wellness? Is it money? Or in your physical space around you, in your relationships, all of that? What is missing? Because what we want to create is, we've got next up wisteria, longevity. Plan for and take the dedicated path. So I'm going to shove this little guy on here first. We've got the zinnia. I'll put these cards down here. Zinnia, and then we have wisteria. Plan for and take the dedicated path. So this tells me, it's one step at a time. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to go from like being depressed into joy. Okay, that's an unrealistic expectation. So we need to take the dedicated path, which means, okay, today I'm feeling depressed. I'm not going to get upset with myself for being depressed, but I'm going to aim for maybe a little less depressed? What's one thing I can do to make me a little less depressed? Is it go for a walk? Is it listen to some soothing music? Is it to put on some aromatherapy? It's not going to cure your depression, but it might lift you up out of despondency into a slightly less, into sad. You know, okay, well, this morning I was really depressed, and this afternoon I'm just kind of sad. And then tomorrow, maybe I can be, I don't know, neutral. I'm going to aim for neutral. I'm going to aim to feel kind of numb. That might be a good feeling to have in comparison to despondent. And then it's like one step at a time, and then you're numb, and then you're neutral, and then you're like calm, and then you're comfortable, and then you're, peaceful, and then you're, wait a second, is this a little bit of joy? So this is saying, the path is long. It's a one step at a time to go through the ascension. And we're not going to put huge amount of expectations on ourselves or timelines on ourselves, or beat ourselves up or shun ourselves or shame ourselves or any kind of like negative self-talk. We're loving on ourselves. We're protecting ourselves. That means protecting ourselves even from ourselves, from our old way of doing, an old way of thinking, an old way of being. We're going, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to take the drink because I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling and I need this drink. I'm going to sit in whatever I'm feeling, and I'm going to be like, I don't like this energy, but I'm going to just, be with it for today. And then tomorrow it is going to be something else. And then tomorrow it's going to be something else. So prepare for a little bit of more dedication and discipline is what Wisteria is asking us to bring in. Next up, we have the peony, which is health. And this I love. Focus on all parts to make whole. Whole. The medicine wheel. Whole. I need to have like a little medicine wheel that I can pull up. Because this process of going up the staircase a little bit by a little bit by a little bit by a little bit is what's going to bring us into wholeness and into health. We're no longer going to repress and deny the shadow. We're going to love on the shadow. We're going to show the shadow some compassion and empathy. And listen, this morning I was feeling frustrated, a little bit of underlying frustration, because I had a lot of hopes and dreams about certain things. And I was like, I really wanted them to have manifested by now. And they haven't. And they didn't turn out the way that I wanted to. And I was kind of just reflecting on a lot of the things that had died. I'm showing myself compassion in that energy and understanding that for my greatest health, I had to remove myself out of toxic situations. But that doesn't mean to say that it's not going to come. It doesn't come with happiness. You don't walk out of a toxic situation and go be like, yay, I'm free. Maybe a day or two you do that. But for the most part, walking in towards health, out of toxicity, and whatever the form of that toxicity is, because listen, we've all been in toxicity. I can't just say, those people did me wrong. I can say that, but I can also say, I was toxic, so I didn't see that what they were doing was wrong. I was too needy. I was too trusting. I was too, I could see that my own shadowy aspects were at play. My own codependence was at play to keep me hooked in. So, but I'm not going to beat myself up for that. I'm going to be like, geez, I saw what I could see at the time and I couldn't see anymore. And now that I see more, and it's kind of like a little bit of an integration process to bring you into a greater degree of health. When you see, you can change it. When you know, you can do different. So you can't be upset with yourself for not seeing or not knowing, because you're seeing and knowing now. And when we see and know now, we can do different. And it's okay along that path is understanding that detoxification to bring us into health isn't just our physical bodies. It's our mental scape. It's our emotional scape. You know, we're detoxing every time we cry. We're detoxing every time we sweat. We're detoxing every time we drink yummy, yummy juices and feed our body the healthy things instead of the unhealthy things. You know, we might feel temptation to go back to old ways of being and old habits. And then we'll pay the price for it. So the quest for health is also, it's a process. It's a process. It's one step at a time, one choice at a time, one action at a time, as you integrate new ways of being. We're going through massive shifts and changes as we become different people, as we step truly into ourself. You know, we're no longer going to deny ourselves. We may be in a state of protecting ourselves, and in this, it's all bringing us towards a greater degree of health. So Peony is there. Shadow and light is next up, and I've organize this so that we've kind of going a little bit from dark to light, because that is what I'm hoping is going to happen, energetically speaking, as all these planets are doing what they're doing. And mid-April, we have Venus go direct, and we have Mercury go direct. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. And then we have a couple of weeks where no planets are in retrograde. Can you imagine? And then the rest of the year is retrograde. One planet after another. So we have generosity versus egoism, card number 3, coming in here. Lots more flowers coming. Which is reminding me, you know, sometimes the best approach is the more subtle approach, the slower approach. You know, not, as I said, we can't jump from one to another extreme. It's a little bit of a process as we work our way through. And working our way through is going to require a lot more subtle, feminine, gentle energies that we're, dealing with. So we've got these beautiful flowers all around this woman that she's kind of protecting her heart space from the back there, and then she's taking care of herself. She's walking away. This is another card of walking away. And I really want, when it comes to generosity, for you to be as generous as you can with yourself. We go back to this self energy of how much abundance can you create in the world of self-care. That's what we want to create. And, you know, as opposed to egoism, because egoism can show up in multiple ways, many ways. It can be a lot more demanding, is what I'm getting. And we really need not to be demanding right now. We really, really need to be gentle and forgiving to ourselves for the mistakes that we made and for the mistakes that other people made. Because all of us on this journey are coming from a place of trauma. And that's not to say that I excuse behavior and that people who don't atone for their behavior shouldn't be held accountable for their behavior. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is as we're becoming different and newer people, we want to create an environment where we appreciate and respect that people have not always acted in our greatest interest. They've acted from a place of ego. We too have acted from a place of ego, and that can show up as an ego that self-sacrifices itself. So where one energy was self-sacrificing, another energy would be taking. Where one energy is a toxic empath, the other energy is a toxic narcissistic energy. And to be in duality means both of these energies are at play. There is a certain degree of enabling this paradigm. And so as we let go and we shroud ourselves in protection and take the time we need to let go of the things that are toxic and walk away from those, what we do is we disable the ego into its old patterns and routines, attempting to control in whatever way it was showing up for you. So as we do more shadow work, which is a generous act of self-care, is to sit with self in the pain, in the grief, in the whatever emotions are coming up, and show us, a certain degree of being generous with our time, is what's coming out right now. Like, because I think our egoic mind says, you need to be accomplishing this, you need to be doing that, you're not doing enough, you're this, and we're going to say, listen, I'm going to be so generous right now with myself that means I'm going to be generous with my time and give myself the time that I need while I'm in this state of self-protection, and while I'm like grieving these losses and my confusion and everything else this jumping timelines. So I'm going to be generous to a new level, because if I can cultivate greater generosity with myself, I can create more generosity with others. So, if I allow myself, I'm going to just lie here today for this whole day, and I'm going to comfort my inner child, and I'm going to pay attention, and I'm not going to try to distract, distort, or, numb. I'm just going to be with this. I'm going to be so generous. Then what happens is when somebody else in our future shows up and says, I'm really hurting, then you could be like, oh, I'm well experienced at being generous with my time, and I can give you time to hold space. So right now, we're not holding space for others. We're holding space for ourselves. That's what we're learning to do. We're learning to protect very soft energies coming in. Let's call in some angels, shall we? I'm going to go into the angels. Oh, lovely. We're planting tomatoes and peppers. Yay! Like tomatoes and peppers. Going to the angels of Atlantis. Atlantis has been a big theme for me at the present lately. Lots of stuff coming up. I'm so fascinated by this, everything that's happening in Egypt. Because I had a vision a while back ago. It was a very interesting vision of me in a past life walking from Atlantis across the desert to Egypt. And obviously that was like thousands of years ago. And so everything that's happening to me, or happening right now in the world of ancient history, I'm finding fascinating. It really is illuminating to my third eye. I'm like, I want to see things. I want to know things. Because yes, looking for familiarity, which also ties into truth. So third eye truths, new truths being exposed. Love that. Okay, that's the one that wants to come out. It's not jumping out, but I want this one. Zafkiel. Look at this. Okay, so we've got a theme going here in regards to sacral energy. This warm orangey color. It's not a bright orange as in a really creative childhood orange. It's this warm orange. So look, okay, we got the beet juice. We got this woman wearing a dress the color of beet and carrot juice. We got the background in this with beet and carrot juice color. I'm going to move that guy up there. And now we've got Zafkiel in the beet juice color. So beet carrot juice combination, really good for us right now. That's like warm root vegetables, root colors, this combining of the root and the because it's neither red nor is it orange. It's red orange. It's tomato-ish in color. And what's coming in here is the card of compassion. So it's just like April and Aries season is all about rebirth. Because it's the start of the astrological year. We have Easter coming up. I started this with like a dying timeline and then a rebirth. And all of these are like womb space colors. So much. Even the peony is a little bit, and the Xenia is a variant of that kind of deep womb color. So we need to create an environment where we feel safe, secure, protected, warm, comforted, absolute, for our greatest health. You know, that card came through. And showing ourselves all kinds of compassion as we go through this rebirthing process. And rebirth, as I said, it's not an easy process. It's not an easy process. So the more we show compassion, and we've got somebody down here, I guess is Zafkiel, who's, you know, reminding us by his expression and looking up to connect with divine energy as much as you can. You can call on Archangel Zafkiel. Shall we read about Zafkiel? Why not? He's not one that I know Zadkiel, but I don't know if that's a deviation in spelling for Zafkiel, because it's very hard with ancient names, because sometimes one translation to another translation, they're similar but they're spelt differently. Like, how many spellings of there are Michael throughout the world? Let's see if I can open this. Interesting. We got to be in a lockbox. That's what we got to be. Okay, this is not wanting to open. Let's see if I can open it with scissors. When there's no weight in the box. There we go. Okay, I want to read about compassion care from Zafkiel, from the Angels of Atlantis deck. Do you guys resonate with Atlantean times? And that I'd be interested in hearing about. Drop me a message if Atlantis is something that you resonate with. I don't know if this is... It would be really much easier if Zafkiel. Okay, so no, it's not the same, because there is a Zadkiel and then there's a Zafkiel. Different special, and Zafkiel is known as the sacred lover. So we're going to do some sacred loving, and that means sacred loving on oneself first as we go through this process. That's one thing that's definitely woken up to me, as my third eye is open and noticing, the conflicts between feminine and masculine in their toxicity. In both, feminine and masculine have toxicity, is how completely unsacred sexuality, love, relationship is. I've done a good few videos on sacred sexuality and sacred romance. So this is interesting. This is coming in for us, Zafkiel. I'm going to move this guy up here. And we're going to start talking about Zafkiel. Compassion. Zafkiel is aware of the deep level of compassion that radiates from your heart at this time. The Oracle of Compassion is one of the highest vibrational influences in the 44 card representations. And it's only chosen when there is a notion currently formulated within the individual who beseeches something from the Oracle. Is this because you sense a depth of compassion exuding from yourself at this time? As you elevate the suffering of others, or are you in need of developing this soulful quality in relation to self or others? Wherever you may be, whatever the myriad of situations in life may be revealing, know that the angel of sacred love is supporting you and drawing a cosmic ray of unconditional love and compassion through you. This is a high calling and only occurs when the individual is duly ready for the accruing of blessings or for feeling compassion of a blessed virtue. Look at the lives of the holy ones. For example, what does His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, teach you through his compassion? And then it's recommending we do a meditation chant, which is the Om Ne Padme Hum, and that's a beautiful one that you can do, available, I'm sure, on YouTube or Spotify. While identifying the compassion in your heart as it radiates throughout this world. So yes, there's a tool that we can use as we're feeling like a bag of bricks lying on the bed, is to do some chanting, recommending us to do the Om Mane Padme Hum. I've done that one a good few times. It's a beautiful one. So yes, we are being asked to step into a greater degree of compassion for ourselves. That's what we're birthing right now. We are birthing compassion. And that is a beautiful, beautiful energies. Next up, let's hop into the Priestess of Light and see what the priestesses have to say. And welcome, Yazim. I have 2 more decks after this one. So if anybody's wanting an individual card pulled for them, please mention it in the chat there. And we will see. And there we go. We have, oh my God. I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. We got death and rebirth. Is what's coming up. And you can even see, you know, this tree in the background. Darkness to light. So that is pretty spot on energetically speaking right now. We are moving out of the dark into the rebirth. But we first have to like accept the fact that there is this timeline that has ended. And what is it that's ending for you? It's going to be individual for everybody. So, you know, it might be a job situation. It might be a relationship situation. It might be an old habit. It might be an old way of thinking. I am really hoping that my worry is what's dying. And that I can just integrate a new way of being in my consciousness where I can have absolute trust and faith in the divine. I love how she's in a white dress, which is all about purification. She's balanced on both sides. She's integrated her shadows, so she's no longer in an energy of repressing them. They're right there with her. And when we do our own shadow work, we can like incorporate and integrate those energies to utilize. So, you know, there's shadow aspects for every single archetype, and we can be in the shadow or we can be in the light. But once we observe that we have those energies, we can start to cultivate something different. So I'm absolutely just gobsmacked at that card. I absolutely love that one. Put that there. She's saying, we're going this way. I'm leaving this behind. I've come through this portal. She's outside the other end of the portal, see? That's very suggestive. That's very suggestive. So next up, we are going into the White Light Oracle. See? We go towards the light. Go towards the light. No matter how dark it is, we keep working our way towards the light. I'm going to take a little wee sip. Spicy! Spirit likes that one. Ooh. Card number 26. We got this Deer of Delta. Is the energy, and I love this because it's like a newborn fawn with its mom. Okay, so first we've got a lot of references to the womb happening here, and this doesn't mean you have to be feminine. I don't know if any masculines actually even watch my channel, but when I do oracle reads, maybe one or two. I know the majority are women, so we got a lot of feminine energy coming in. We got a lot of womb space, but hey, masculines, you've got womb space too. You can connect into that feminine energy and start cultivating a greater degree of integration into your own self-development so that you can get in touch with your emotions and you can be generous with your time for yourself, so you're cultivating your own sense of compassion. I saw a video lately that was absolutely beautiful of like a lion playing with its little cub and just protecting it. So to any men that might be watching, you guys too can be in an energy of protection and protecting your inner child, that little inner cub that's coming out, or this little inner deer. We want to create an environment of protection. This is so beautiful. The artwork on this is really quite stunning. Deer of Delta. So Delta, is that our sleep? Do we go in a Delta state of sleep? Which makes me wonder, because there you go. There's another ascension symptom that's been coming up a lot lately is nightmares. For me, I don't know if you guys are processing a lot on the dreamscape. I certainly have been. So, when we're sleeping, we want to create a nice little environment for ourselves, especially if we don't have like a mama or a partner to like hold us through it. 26. I want to read this. Yeah, Delta, that's your sleep state, I believe. I could be wrong. Without any force, you can overcome even extreme negatives. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its unique way. You do not need to become something you are not. You can confidently and effectively evoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level, because the real you is always empowered and protected by the light. Some things can only happen when we let go at the deepest inner level. Regenerative healing is one of them. So yes, we've been given the message of healing. We're in a healing state. Shamans of old understood that to obtain transformational awareness, one has to sever themselves from the world. So we go back to hiding ourselves away as one knows it, and unlearn what once knew to be reborn. Again, reborn energy, lots of rebirth happening. In that rebirth, a new understanding and vitality, clarity, and purpose can emerge. The shamanic realm is the realm of the delta brainwave, the state of deep sleep. Here, one is completely unconscious. There is a temporary paralysis at this level, which allows for the deepest healing and renewal. Here, the gateway to the universal mind is entered, and the precious recalibration treasures of healing are gained. In Delta, we surrender completely to the great and powerful intelligence far beyond our understanding. So yes, we will now need to sleep a little bit more. If you have found yourself sleeping a lot, that's okay. What do babies do most of the time? They sleep. Don't beat yourself up if you're needing a lot more sleep than you normally have in the past. This is part of the healing process. And then it's recommending, if you want, at 0 to 4 hertz, delta waves are the slowest and most stabilizing of the brain waves. This is a state in which the body recovers from injury and the brain has a chance to check off of its list of deferred repairs and healing and restore optimal function. This includes the capacity to learn and the healthy functioning of the immune system. Physically, what do you do when you're sick? You sleep. Absolutely, you sleep. You might need lots of sleep right now. Physically and also emotionally, we are so we are not contaminated or confused by the emotional or psychic workings of the world around us. This oracle brings guidance that the healing you need cannot come from logical sources, but requires a deep letting go of restructuring from within. Consider what practices and people could help facilitate this process in your life. Consider how you may value and encourage deep restorative sleep and regular retreats as a part of your lifestyle. So that's beautiful. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I'm not going to feel so guilty about sleeping because sometimes it's hard to sleep and sometimes you just go with it. Go with it. You know, especially when it's kind of the best way to shut everything off, especially the mind, that worrisome mind. So last up before I pull cards for individuals is my tiniest deck of all. Look how small this deck is. This is my little bag of Sweary affirmations. So just lighten the vibe a little bit. And we've got two, so I'm going to keep them both. First up, we have not loving myself is total bullshit. So I'm going to pull that one out. Not loving myself is total bullshit. Yes, we are loving on ourselves something fierce. So put that guy there. And then we also have my future is golden, sparkly explosion of fucking awesomeness. Well, that's a nice way to end this kind of because today's read has been definitely a little bit of a like lower vibration. But, you know, I'm going to be honest, that's exactly what I'm intuitively picking up. And that's what that is. So, yeah. I am next going to pull a card for Jessica. I'm going to pull for you from the Divine Animal Oracles. And if anyone else is wanting a card pulled, please speak now or forever hold your peace. And there we go. While I'm shuffling... Yes, if somebody wants to send me white light, absolutely, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. So I will. On the topic of if anybody wants to send me anything, at the beginning of the chat there, I have a PayPal donation link if anybody wants to buy me a cup of tea for today's read, or in the description of every video if anybody wants to donate an oracle deck. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all donations, greatly appreciated. And announcements coming up. Let's see, we have Wednesday 7 o'clock new time. We have our group meeting, group Zoom. The way to participate in that is by joining the Spiritual Warriors support group, and the links are provided therein. And then on Friday, we have our first ever dance off. Okay, so I'd love to see you there. That's Friday, April 4th at 7 p.m. I have created a playlist for ourselves that lasts a little bit of an hour. We're not going to play into it right away. We'll have a little chat. And you're welcome to join us. The playlist is designed to help you get in touch with your emotions and to release them. So there's going to be, it's going to be a weird playlist because it's not meant to be like going to a club. It's meant and designed to do exactly what I said in this read earlier. Is I'm like stepping us up from different energies, one step at a time. So each song is an acceleration of energetic frequency that's bringing us up from like some grievy, sad kind of vibes, so that we can grieve the losses that we experienced at the beginning of this read and the end of these cycles that Neptune is ending for us. You know, these are massive cycles that are ending. We can hold space for ourselves. You know, you can just close your eyes and feel the vibe of the music. and just see what comes up for you. And then it's going to move you up into something that's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more angry, because we're not going to shun away from our rage. Those are good emotions. You know, we can be really frustrated when we like let go of things. So it's going to move you into some, angry music, and then it's going to move you up into some more like motivational music, and then it's going to move you up into some like really like empowered music, and then it's going to bring you into like a really kind of zen kind of vibe at the end. So if you're wanting to join us on our dance off the emotions, that you can get access to the link for that in the Spiritual Warrior support group over there on Facebook, and the link for the support groups in the description below. I kindly request 1111 donation to participate in that event, please and thank you. And without further ado, Jessica's card is card number 8, and we have stability, which is the sea turtle. Jessica, you're being asked to do a little bit of inner child work right at the present moment in time. You can see that this child is being carried to keep her above the emotional depths, so that she can, and look, she's asleep. So there might be a lot of work happening in your sleepscape right now, as with everyone else, including this card here. See, so it's kind of a very maternal vibe. Of creating a space that's warm and womb-like in your new infancy state, because that's what it is. When we're reborn, we don't walk out and run a mile. When we are reborn, we sleep a lot, we rest a lot, we integrate a whole new reality of like, oh my God, this world is so different than the one that I used to live in. So let yourself be carried as much as you possibly can. Jessica's saying that 8 is her number. Woot, woot, love sinks like that. Let it all just naturally bubble to the surface. There's another little child here, interestingly, kind of swimming down in the depths. So while you're up here, you've got this other energy that's down here, and you're not letting it disturb you. So if there's other energies at play where somebody feels like they're drowning a little bit, your job is up here to just be in peace, be in calm, be stable, be relaxed, be all of those energies up there. So I'm going to like zoom in there, and you can see that cute little wonderful thing. And we've got all these dreamy little flying fish creatures around her. So yes, that's great. You're above the emotional realm, which is a nice place to be. I'm going to throw that there for you. And then Sharon would like to have a card, please. And I'm going to pull for you from the Angels Oracle. I think it's the Angel Wisdom deck. Angels of Light. Angels of Light. Some more angels coming in. So this one's for Sharon. But of course, when I pull individual cards for people, be aware that that's always still collective energies. And with anything that I say, understand that not everything's going to resonate with everyone, but the general vibe might be there. Because the general vibe right now, this is so in alignment with everything that's happening astrologically. It's not even kind of funny. When that death and rebirth card came out, man, you can't make that shit up. Can't make that shit up. Self-worth is what you're asking. Spirit is asking you to focus on, Sharon. And so I'm going to read this card to you. Self-worth bestows a sense of confidence. So this is solar plexus energy. Decide on clear boundaries and limits, and firmly decline to let others step over them or manipulate you. You will earn respect. When you value yourself, you become open and friendly, slow to take offense, and quick to forgive. Remind yourself that you are likable and lovable, and do not let others press your buttons. Stand tall and confident. With true self-worth, you radiate a golden aura which enfolds others and makes them feel good too. Ask your angel to step into your aura and to guide you. An affirmation that you can use, and you can write this down, is I am confident and worthwhile. I repeat, I am confident and worthwhile. We could all use a little bit of that. So what's coming through with this card is telling me that there, and this is where we started from in this read, is that we are looking and seeing some toxic habits or patterns or cycles in our lives, and we need to say that my worth is greater than my love or compassion or care for other people. I need to love and compassion on myself and put myself into safety and remove the toxic influences. And that might mean stepping away from situations, creating healthy boundaries, and shrouding ourselves in a place of protection as we develop a greater amount of health for ourselves. So if you are in the energies of cycles with toxic individuals, I do have a narcissistic individuals playlist with a good number of videos on there, lots and lots of videos on there to help you out, to help you cultivate a greater degree of self-love and a greater degree of self-worth, because you are worth more. You are lovable, you are worthy, you are divine. You are all of those things, and don't let anyone pull your energy down and make you think that you're not worth something greater than that. So a recap, I hope that resonates with you. Recap for everyone is we've got some financial and love situations that might be coming to a close. We might be feeling really forlorn and grieving. Now we need to shroud ourselves in like nice protections and put self-care on the top of the pile so that we can identify the energies that have been missing in our lives. What is not present that I deserve? I have self-worth, my deservingness. I deserve respect. I deserve integrity. I deserve loyalty. I deserve communication. I deserve. What is it that you deserve that you're not getting is what we need to identify. And then we need to work one step at a time towards getting that. And that means for a lot of us is walking away from the things that don't give it to us and walking towards the things that do give us. Because when we walk to the things that give us what we need, we will cultivate a greater degree of health. In our health state, we will have a greater degree of generosity that we create a new energy of, and that means a generosity in our time, in our energy, in our whatever, so that our ego isn't running the show and going, man, I'm not getting what I want. Fuck them. Okay, we're not getting triggered because we're stepping out of ego, we're doing the shadow work, we're releasing the frustrations, we're communicating clearly, we're saying simple sentences of like, my feelings were hurt when that happened. That's not laying blame on anyone. That's not doing a long essay. It's simply stating the reality that my feelings were hurt when that happened. And then you call in some self-compassion work for yourself. We can call in the energies that is Zathkiel. And say, hey, listen, I need to show myself more compassion. I'm not very good at this compassion thing, because when I learn how to give myself compassion and give myself time and give myself integration and give myself softness, then I can show up in the world and give all of those things to other people. Because the energies that we're in right now is moving ourselves out of the darkness into the light in this cycle of death and rebirth. We're in, everything is rebirth right now, but to be a rebirth, there means there needs to be a death before a birth, is how it works. That's the cycle. And we are stepping into loving ourselves, because not loving ourselves is total bullshit. Because we want a future, we're eyes on the prize, we want a future that is golden, sparkly, explosions of fucking awesomeness. I certainly want that. And until I'm in that fullness of energy, I'm going to reparent myself and remother myself and allow myself the time that I need to sleep. And I am worth sleep. I don't need to prove my worth by doing. I can just prove my worth by being. And my being is tired. I've done a lot of work. It's an insane amount of shifts that we are going through right now. And we are, if you're going through ego death over and over again, it's exhausting. It is exhausting. So that is our oracle read today. If you would like to book a private oracle read with me, please send me off an email and we can set that up. And I look forward to hearing from you guys if any of this resonated with you. And with that all said, peace in